I just want to wait a little bit until more people join. And I'll just get started with just playing my sound bowl for the root chakra. And also, this is also for those of you that want to watch it on the playback. You can just close your eyes. Inhale and exhale. Okay, I'm just going to get started. For those of you that are going to be watching this live playback, I won't wait for more people to join right now. Okay, Spirit, what are the messages that you have for those that are going to watch this live? What are the messages that you have for them about this full moon in Aries? Any messages that you have for them today, Spirit? That's the thing about shuffling. Sometimes the cards just doesn't come out as quickly all the time. You can't expect the same thing every time you do a reading or watch a reading. It's always different. Spirit, are there any more cards that you have for the collective of what they need to hear about this full moon in Aries today? Just one more, please. So, at the bottom of the deck, you have the Hanged Man. So this message is mostly for those of you that have been feeling stuck. It's mostly just been within your mind that you've been feeling stuck when it comes to creativity, when it comes to getting into certain activities or being able to plan something in general. Like you've been really stuck when it comes to the part of getting things done. Like you have everything in mind that you want to do, but you haven't necessarily been making your moves. And for some of you, like it's because you're used to procrastinating. You're so used to just doing things at your own leisure and time. And now you're being brought to a space where you have to start focusing on deadlines. Maybe it's for a new job, or maybe it's for something within your life, like a new addition to the family. Like maybe it's a pet, maybe it's a child. Like you're being pushed out of your comfort zone in some sort of way. But I'm definitely getting like this has to do with you needing to have more courage to do something differently for yourself. And that's just the energy that I'm picking up. And yes, this definitely has to do with your confidence, because I just felt energy from my solar plexus area. Like it really has to do with certain fears that some of you are having, the reason why you've been so in your head. But yes, it's a matter of you having confidence to step forth. Also, the King of Wands, it represents projects, it represents new energy, having new energy for new experiences. It also represents the creativity that I was talking about as well. So we also have the Seven of Cups. So this is what I was talking about, that if it seems like some of you are just in your head. Do you see how this person on the card even looks confused? Like, which one of these do I choose? It's like you have an idea laid out of what all you want, but then you still get confused, like how you want to get everything done. Also, I'm noticing the ladders here on the card. So I'm feeling like the one right here, and it's another one over here. I just feel like this is saying, like, it's time for you to move on up in the ladder. When it comes to your job, when it comes to your family, like, it's time to elevate, it's time to do more. But yet you're confused, like what step you necessarily need to take. And for some of you with this red cup right here, I'm getting that this has to do with you having, that grand idea or that grand thing that you really want to do, and yet you're choosing to be distracted by other things right now. And so that's like the main thing that sticks out to you all the time. You're always getting this message that this is what you should focus on or this is what you should do, but yet you give your attention to other things. And then we have the Empress behind that card. So this is just the energy of the reading that is time for you to start getting more serious about what you want to do, to take care of these desires that you've been having. And it's time for you to get more serious about just putting more care and attention towards nurturing your projects, nurturing your families, nurturing your like I said, many different desires. It's going to be different for everyone that is watching this video. Spirit, can you give me 2 more cards for the Hanged Man to clarify the Hanged Man? It's like when I bump the camera a little bit, then it moves all over the place, and this is really hard to get centered again. Okay, 1 more for the Hanged Man, please. Yep. So when I reshuffled the cards, then the Devil ended up at the bottom of the deck. So that's what I was talking about. That for some of you, it's just something that has been in your head for a while, and you're so used to sticking to certain plans or doing things a certain way for so long. Like, the Devil doesn't necessarily always have to represent like bad habits or bad things. Sometimes it could just be you like overindulging in certain things when you should be giving your attention towards something else or doing something else as well. And underneath that is the Ace of Wands. So I'm definitely thinking that those of you that are watching, like, you have a lot of good ideas, even great talents, but you kind of just sit on them for different type of reasons for everyone. But to clarify that Hanged Man, we also have the 10 of Pentacles. So this lets me know, like, you have the ability to go far, to really get into your foundation in a deep way. You have the ability to connect with a lot of people in different ways, to support basically the community. Like, you just have to get out of your comfort zone in order to get a lot of these things accomplished. And for some of you, I'm getting, this has to do with like children and learning how to play again, learning how to be open again. We also have the World card here. So it's time for you to just move on and move forward from staying in the same space that you've been in, especially mentally. Like, you got to get going on some of those ideas and desires that you've been having. It's time to move forward. When you see that World card, you're most likely getting a sign like it's time to move forward. And I think you guys know this for the most part. You just procrastinate because that's what you like doing for whatever reason. And you're going to have to discover that for yourself. Like, why is that something that you do? But the first cards we got here that popped out, just the message that Spirit wants you to hear right now is 2 of Pentacles in reverse, as well as the 10 of Cups in reverse. They both came out together. So I feel like with the Two of Pentacles, it represents responsibilities, having like different responsibilities and different things on your plate. And I feel like it's a matter of you taking more responsibility for more. That is really going to be helpful. And with the Ten of Cups, it's already telling you you have a lot waiting on you. You have a lot with both of these cards together. Like you have so much potential. You have so much to go forward in when it comes to jobs, when it comes to connections, when it comes to being more open. And it's going to be different for everyone because some of you, it's going to be about socializing. Like you just need to open up more when it comes to socializing, getting comfortable with that. But for the most part, um, you're just having trouble getting out of your head to get things started. And I feel like when you really get focused on something, just on one thing, then there's going to be so much for you to look forward to. And there's going to be a lot that unfolds for you. Like when a card is in reverse, sometimes it means you're doing something to hold off that energy because it's here. And Ten of Cups, it's about success, having success in something that you really truly want. For some of you, it's like your own doubts about yourself and you not feeling worthy that is really holding you back. And you really have to do something about that. Can you please clarify the Ten of Cups in reverse and the Two of Pentacles in reverse, please? Why did these come out together? Why did these cards come out together, Spirit? Yep. At the bottom of the deck, when I shuffled, we got Four of Pentacles. So that lets me know that this is what I was talking about, that you have a lot of valuable things that you just sit on and you keep to yourself. Like you refuse to share your ideas, you refuse to share your energy, you refuse to share your love in some type of way. And it's going to be for different type of, situations, different type of areas in your life that you're doing this. So once again, you might want to examine just by, taking time to do that self-reflection work. And this includes like journaling or sitting in front of the mirror. But then we also have the Page of Swords to clarify those two cards. So yeah, this means that you definitely are thinking a lot about moving forward or about getting things done, but you're moving really, really extremely slow. Like this person on the card, she seemed like she's not even in a rush, even though she's in an uncomfortable position. Like she's not really in a rush because she's distracted by this book. And even she has so much going on. And I feel like she's not really paying attention to that because she's really looking into, whatever's going on with that book. And I just feel like that's how some of you are. Like you get super distracted when it comes to getting certain things done. And then we have the Ace of Swords. So I do feel like it's just a matter of you having extreme focus, because even with this card, this could also mean that you're too in your head to be aware of the truth and to be aware of certain things. And also with the staircase, I'm getting like some of you, your mind just fast tracks automatically and you go round and round and round and round thinking about the same thing. Um, and for the most part, you got your answer, and then yet you overthink it. And then so it gets in the way when it comes to you getting towards what you actually want to get done. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So I just heard Spirit like say, stop allowing yourself to get distracted or be distracted. Like, get focused on what it is that you really want to do, and get focused on whatever you've been putting off. For some of you, you've been knowing for a very long time what you've been wanting to do, but you just seem to find an excuse every time. And like with this Nine of Pentacles, it's like you have to choose something, that one thing that you really want to get focused on. And for some of you, yeah, this has to do with you getting focused on opening up, because her grabbing for that orange pentacle, it's making me think about the sacral chakra. So you guys really have to get focused on what you want to do to express yourself and be into creativity, um, and just spread your wings, within doing that, especially getting out of your comfort zone. But you have to nurture and take care of it. I'm also getting with the Nine of Pentacles, like, you have a lot to be grateful for. And I think each and every one of these pentacles represent different type of skills or talents that you may have, and it's time for you just to pick something and work with that so it can manifest more, abundance and prosperity for you. And for some of you, you've been hoping to get into like a new lifestyle for yourself in general. Like, you have to go for it. And it starts with your ideas. It starts with you planning and then putting those plans into action. And then these three cards came out together: the Knight of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. So with these three cards, I am getting that it has to do with you getting focused. Like, where do you want to plant your seeds? When do you want to plant your seeds? And what you're doing, what are you doing it for? Like, this is what you have to be focused on understanding for yourself. Like, why do you want the things that you want? Why do you want to start a business? Why do you want to, have more kids or more pets? Or why do you want certain things? Why do you have an interest in helping other people? Why do you have an interest in hanging out with who you hang out with? Like, I feel like you have to ask yourself why you do certain things, get to that reason, and then you're going to feel much better about getting everything done. And for some of you, you've already been planting your seeds and you've been in action about manifesting, but like, you're a decision away. Like with that Two of Wands, I'm getting it's something within you that you need to feel a spark, and you have to make a decision from there. And it's going to be different for everyone, but like it's based off your mentality of where you are right now, whatever you're trying to do next. But like, you have a choice to make, and I'm thinking that most of you are very aware of this, because you've been thinking about it for a while. And then you have the Nine of Wands. So this to me is saying like, you have to stand your ground instead of going back and forth, because that That Two of Wands can also represent you just going back and forth, not like you're sure, but then you're not acting like you're sure. And you got to do better. So can you please clarify the Knight of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and Nine of Wands? Spirit, why did all those cards come out together? One more, please. See if I can change that light over there so that it's not blinding to you guys. Okay, is that better? But one more to please clarify those 3 cards. Okay. So, yeah, I'm getting a feeling like once you stand your ground and finally are sure about something, doing something, sticking to something, then you're going to get your Ace of Pentacles. You're going to get, for some of you, it is going to be actual money coming to you. For some of you, it's going to represent you feeling more comfortable within your skin, more comfortable to be yourself, more comfortable, within a new element or a new project or doing something new in general. Like, you're going to get a lot more comfortable with that. For others of you, this is like forever, for whatever you've been wanting to do. I feel like it has to do with you planting roots and finally, settling down, but not like in a, boring type of way where you just do the same old. I feel like it's settling down to where you're just getting deeper with your connections and with being able to stay like in a certain town or a certain state for a longer period of time. And for some of you, it's going to be like a new home, new car, things like that. But this is once you get really focused. Also, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So this represents that procrastination. And once you stop procrastinating, guess what? Then other support is going to come. Some of you have been wanting to see support with your business or see support, with certain endeavors. You've been wanting to even see support with social media, and you haven't really been seeing a lot of that support come in because you still have to just put yourself out there and take that leap of faith first, and then the resources will come, the people will come, the money will come, the interest is already, there, lining up. You just can't see it, but spirit knows, the universe knows what it's doing, but it's like all about how you're moving and what you're deciding to do. And then you have the Three of Swords in reverse. So I do feel from this card that it has to do with you all focusing on some sort of, and this is not for everyone, this is a certain part of message, and you'll know if it's for you, but it's about you focusing too much on heartbreak that is getting in your way, like something that just did not go as planned or as you imagined. Like this is you continuously looking back in it. You're too wrapped into that, and this has been your distraction. Like you've tried to put something back together or save something or resolve something that you just have no control over right now. Like later on, that thing might get resolved. It might, come back together, or you might just altogether realize that you didn't need it in the first place. But you have to take your mind off of this energy, off of this situation. Even disappointment in yourself can lead to you continuously feeling heartbreak as well if you're always holding on to something and holding grudges. So, like, you got to allow yourself to heal and let that go as well. And then stand your ground and where you are right now. Realize um, everything always gets better if you allow it to get better. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So, with this card, for those of you that last message was for, I feel like you are going to get your joy back. If you feel like you've lost it, if you feel like you haven't been yourself, you will feel that joy again, but you have to give yourself a chance. You have to give yourself the chance to focus on the new activities or being around new people. And if you don't give it a chance, then it's not going to be able to come in. You're not going to be able to feel it if you don't allow yourself to feel that. And then for others of you, I feel like this is you, working up that energy to get to what that you've been wanting to do and really be, wrapped up within your desires. I feel like once you start making those plans, then you're going to get extremely excited and extremely happy. And then it's going to be like an ongoing energy for you. Like you're not going to want to stop it once you get started. But it's important that you do get started very soon, especially since the planets have been more direct now. We also have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So I am getting like this has to do with new emotional fulfilling opportunities, people, situations, like healing. This has to do with a lot of new happening for you. And so it's just a matter of you controlling what you do have control of and letting go of what you don't have control over. Okay, Spirit, from this card deck, what additional messages do you have for the collective about their full moon in Aries? Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, we have focus your mind. So this goes into what I was saying, that you have to focus your mind on what it is that you truly want, and don't let the distractions get to you, especially if you're a person who gets easily distracted. Like, a good thing that is going to help you to get more focused is if you write out your plans and your goals, even if you write it out daily, like certain tasks that you want to get done. You have to just really focus on your scheduling, your planning, and, go from there. Take things day by day, take a step at a time, and you'll be fine. And then underneath that, we have balance. So it's just saying, like, for the most part, you have to figure out what is going to help you to feel balanced, whether that's spiritually, mentally, emotionally, or physically. Like, you have to decide what's going to give you more balance. And I do feel like you're going to end up getting a much busier schedule, to the point where you'll be forced, even if you don't like scheduling or like planning goals and stuff like that, like, you'll kind of be put in that position, either way it goes, to get more serious about it. And then we have the physician, divine physician here. So I feel like for some of you, your body has been telling you for a while, also, that you may need rest, especially if you're always busy. And then if you're always thinking too much, your body might have been telling you that, you need mental rest, you need to slow it down. It's going to be different for everyone, but you should definitely listen to your body and what you need right now. Focus your attention there first, of course, of what your physical needs are, mental needs, emotional needs, and then you can open up to other things. And this includes helping other people. But that's just the energy from those cards. So the first card we have is loved one in heaven. So for some of you that are listening, like, your loved one in heaven is sending you signs and messages, like encouraging you that you should go forth and go into your desires, go into what you've been wanting to do. And some of your loved ones in heaven, they're watching over you, and they're really into sending you signs, or even if you think that they have not been there, like, this is a message that they are totally still watching and seeing. And I don't want to make it sound, bad or anything if you don't want that, but it's just, they're there for support as well. And then you also have spiritual abundance. For some of you, like, you have abundance, so much abundance, and you're not really acting like you're aware of it. Like, you're distracted by something that you're not really giving this abundance attention. You're super duper blessed, and you just have to act like it, and you really need to count your blessings. And then for some of you, I'm getting like it's new spiritual abundance that's going to be coming in, like, just around the corner for you, but it's going to take you, putting in that focus that we talked about. And then you have connect with music. So, um, during this full moon, while the full moon energy is still here, or even after, like, it'll be good for you just to connect with music, to relax, to put your mind at ease. Also, music can help you to get more focused on what you've been meaning to do for yourself or meaning to do for other people. Like, connect with music, especially for those of you who like singing, who like dancing, who like producing, who like, you know, even teaching music, teaching classes, things like that. Like really allow that to be your outlet at this time. And it's going to be very healing for you to tune into that. And then we have take a step back. So yeah, I'm getting, if you're not really sure, it's okay for you to take a step back, but eventually you have to get out of that space, because for some of you, you've taken that step back that's necessary, but then you didn't necessarily get yourself back out there after you took that step back. You kind of, threw your hands up and said, okay, I'm on a vacation now. And that turned into like 2 or 3 years of you just being nonchalant and, doing whatever it is that you've been doing. But it's time for you to get back into what you've been wanting. And then for some of you, you really do need to take a step back mentally from certain things, from certain situations, even from pushing yourself too hard. Also, okay, Spirit, what is your advice of how those that are watching this live and the playback from it, what is your advice of how they can utilize this energy of the full moon in Aries right now? I'm not surprised. That's the first card that came out. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we have boundaries. So that's the thing, that you guys have to set boundaries for all those distractions, all these hands that are reaching out. This could be people literally calling you, distracting you from your work, or telling you, you got to get out the house, or you got to do certain things. And it could be someone like, that you love and care about, that you're always hanging out with, that you're always doing things, and you always tend to them or tend to their needs, or you're there for their support. But then you get so distracted that you don't even get things done the way that you want it to get done. And so you have to just set stronger boundaries. You're being advised to just really speak up, especially if you have a hard time doing that. Setting boundaries, I'm getting that it has to do with loved ones and friends as well. Like, you just have to set your boundaries and let them know. Like, and say, no, I have to do this today. I have to go do something important today to me, and that can wait. Like, you have to get used to doing that, especially if you want to build something up more for yourself. And then you have answer the call as your first card. So I'm not surprised that this card came out, because, like I said, for some of you, your soul has already been calling you to do a certain thing. And I'm not saying that you've been ignoring that soul's calling. It's not like you've been ignoring your intuition, but you have been putting it off. You have been like putting it to the side, and that's what, like, you've been mainly setting the boundary with, is your own self, your own soul, your own intuition. And I don't know if it's because of people pleasing or if it's because of another reason, but Spirit is saying it's time for you to answer the call. That is your advice, to answer the call that, you know, your intuition has been telling you that you need to do for yourself. Then we have Starseed, what lights you up. So you really need to think about what is lighting you up. And for some of you that are star seeds, and you'll know what I'm talking about, do your research if you're really not sure. But for the most part, it's if you never have felt comfortable for a while, like you never felt comfortable in your skin, or you always seemed like you looked at what everyone else was doing, you know, on the outside in, like you'll know. And then there's more in-depth way of explaining it. I don't really have time to explain it right now, but basically the star seeds, this goes into what I was saying before. Like for some of you, it's a matter of you being centered and feeling rooted and feeling grounded and feeling comfortable within your own skin. So you just have to do whatever you feel drawn to that lights you up, that brings you joy, you know, that legit helps you put your crown back on. And not just the star seeds. I'm talking about for everyone that's listening to this. Like you really have to get into those desires of yours, and let your soul guide you, let your intuition guide you. And then we have the crumbling. So with this card, it says, what are you clinging on to? So for some of you, this is going to be that heartbreak that I discussed, that you keep trying to put something back together, or keep trying to save something. Maybe it's a situation, you know, that happened a long time ago, but you seem like you still can't get past it like you want to. Like it's time for you to let that go. Like even behind this tower, there is beauty behind it. And you got to let that go so you can see the beauty behind the entire situation, so you can see the beauty, you know, that is growing, that you're growing into. You have to allow it to happen, allow that tower to fall. um, just gonna use one more deck. Okay, I'm just trying to come up with another question that'll be useful to you guys. Well, what can those listening to this video expect after this Aries full moon? What can they expect, Spirit, that comes next for them? Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, we have fourth house, home. So there are going to be some changes that happen, like with some of you that are watching. It's going to be changes about your home environment. It's going to be changes like within your home environment, that you feel the need to make, or others within your home feel the need to make. With that moon standing out to me, I'm feeling that it has to do with like unexpected type of changes taking place, and it's going to be different for everyone. For some, it's going to be extremely happy, excited type of changes, and for others of you, it's going to be that unexpected um, change that you didn't really see coming, and now you feel like you have to, pull yourself together. Um, but for the most part, all of these changes are taking place, to put you in a higher position overall within your life. Um, Either way it goes, it's for your best and for your highest good. Even if you don't fully understand everything that takes place next. But it definitely is going to be home changes. We also have 10th house authority behind that. So I'm feeling like a lot of these home changes are going to happen because someone within the home is going to feel like they need to step things up and have more authority. um, this could be like for relationships in general, some romantic relationships. It could be like for a roommate. It's all different type of scenarios, but you just feel like you have to take some type of power into your own hand and even step your game up with certain things. Like, for example, someone might feel the need to really get a roommate if they're living alone, and if they feel like that they've been under when it comes to their bills or something like that. Like, this might encourage them to take charge and get a roommate. Or for those of you that have a roommate, like, one of you might feel like speaking up and telling your other roommate, like, probably they've been rude or something, so you want to tell them, you know, to respect you or whatever. Like, you stand up for yourself in some sort of way. For others of you, it's like you focusing on your family and you're focusing on just how you can step up more. Like, maybe you want to get another job, or maybe you want to, drop a job that you have and decide to do something totally different. Like, it's going to be different for everyone. And then we also had Midhaven, Pinnacle. I'm going to read the booklet for this one because this is a newer card deck for me, and I apologize about that again. This camera. Okay. So this is a new oracle deck for me. So I'm still learning some of these cards, but I am mostly reading. If you don't see me like using booklets in any of my lives or videos, it's because for the most part I do read intuitively. I don't really use booklets a lot, but for newer card decks sometimes I do. So we have: underneath worldly sense of ambition is the soul's longing to live out its potential. Listen to the call. So um, it also says, inventory your professional reputation and ask what you can do to strengthen it. Update your website. Look at your definition of success and make sure it is your own, actually makes you happy, and it's not one you have inherited from your family or mentors. And some of you might need this message. Think about the training you've received from these authorities and notice where it still serves you and where you need to release their preconceptions and step into something bigger. You may need to go back into hidden dreams or reawaken an ambition that may not make sense to anybody else. if you choose not to seek your sense of accomplishments as reflected in the outside world, your midhaven can speak of a quieter sense of personal authority. This is your life. Define the mountaintop for yourself. Take a next step into that direction. So this goes into what the whole message has been talking about, that you have to step up and do what you've been wanting to do for yourself and stop putting it off. You have to take authority, like that second card I just showed you. Take authority for what you've been wanting. And I did feel pulled to read from that book because I feel like you guys needed a message from that. And then under the card, we have Vesta. So I'm getting that this really has to do with digging deep within yourself. And this is just the energy that I'm picking up, but you really have to dig deep within and question yourself and ask like what you have to do to step things up. And this could be you, or this could be someone just within your immediate life that somehow has an impact on you as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be you. But we have, as your first cards, we have opposition, and underneath that it says confrontation. And then the card that came out with this card is the ninth house, as well as exploration. So I feel like this is you either having to confront yourself, confront your fears, confront your worries, your doubts. For some of you, it's going to be you legit like butting heads with someone, because you want to explore, because you want to do something new in general. You want to get out of your comfort zone. So it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy trying to step out of your comfort zone, trying to get things done in a new way. But overall, it's going to be healing for you. It's going to be healing for that person involved as well. So for the most part, like, I'm not going to lie, that confrontation, it could involve, for some of you, it can involve, you know, like I said, unexpectedly having to, you know, either pack your stuff up and leave, or it's going to involve you like challenging yourself in some type of way that wasn't expected. It's going to involve you picking up the slack, you know, I don't know, on someone else's behalf, or maybe things that you have been putting off. But for the most part, it is about getting out of your comfort zone and deciding to do something different. So it may cause, like, if it's not actual confrontation, like with the person, it has to do with energies just clashing, and uncomfortability, because it's so much new that's added on the plate as well. Like, it could just be very busy that you're having a hard time balancing all of these new experiences that is attached to. So, can you please clarify opposition? Spirit, can you please clarify opposition and ninth house? Why did those come out together? Mm-hmm. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have Aries when I just reshuffled. So that's the energy. Like, some of you are extremely focused on what you want to do. You don't care if it causes confrontation. You don't care if it ruffles other people's feathers. If you don't care if other people talk, like, you're gonna get to what you want. Um, Especially when you really put your mind to it, like, nothing is going to stop you from that. um we also have solar flares activate. So I feel like you're going to really activate something within yourself, and maybe other people won't like it, or maybe, a certain energy within yourself is going to fight against it because it's not used to you having this energy. It's not used to you being open to new things. But either way it goes, you got to keep going. You got to go with your vision, go with your gut. And then we have Pluto Rebirth. So with Pluto, it can be connected to, like, facing literal things that you've been so fearful of, and it can bring, like, all type of different ugly energy out. And I'm not saying like this is what's going to happen. For some of you, like, you've already been dealing with this, you've already been through this, so you've already been in the process of transformation, you've already been in the process of having your rebirth. So I just feel like you're going to have a breakthrough, and that's why Pluto is here, that's why the rebirth is here, because you're finally going to have a breakthrough to what you've already been having a confrontation about, or just feeling has been challenging you lately, or even for years. Some of you, you've already been dealing with certain challenges or certain, like, living situations that you haven't been necessarily comfortable in. Like, I just feel like a rebirth is coming, and you're going to get exactly what you want. And then we have fifth house. So for some of you, after this Aries full moon, you're going to feel even more ready, like, to pour yourself into your passions, especially after, listening to other motivational people, and after being inspired in some type of way. Like, you're really going to want to pour yourself into passions, pour yourself into creativity, even creating content. You're going to get so much flow of ideas, and it's just up to you to act on those ideas. And then for some of you, we do have tension here, and so I will be pulling cards to clarify this. But this is for square, semi-square, and this is representing tension. So for some of you, like I said, this is already tension that you've already been having for a while. Like, for some of you, you've been living with certain tension within yourself for a very long time. You haven't been comfortable being yourself around certain people, or being yourself in a certain way. And so you really have been feeling challenged, um, as of lately, especially. And I feel like the tension is going to cause the change. The tension is going to cause the breakthrough for you. For others of you, I feel like if there is tension in the home, or has been tension in the home, it's going to, relax. It's going to be more relaxed, and you're going to get to a point where you decide, like, to come to another solution, to work together, or to either just all together just be done. And it does not have to represent romantic relationship. It can for some of you, but it can also be a roommate or a friendship, or it could even be family members, like, that you've clashed with. Like, you can let bygones be bygones, or you can just be done altogether, trying because you see that it's a waste of time. But can you please clarify square, semi-square, spirit? Can you please clarify that card? Yep. At the bottom of the deck, we have progressions and journey. So like I said, I think this is about having a breakthrough and getting to move forward, and you're finding ways to really be able to move forward. And for some of you, it's because you've seen so much time go by. Maybe you've been stuck in this cycle for a very long time, and you're just ready to try a different way because you're tired of the tension and you really want to do something better with your time, better with your energy, better with your love. Then we also have Jupiter to clarify that card. So I'm just getting like you're going to get so much abundance if you decide just to walk away, or if you decide just to find another solution instead of continuously dealing with the tension. Like I feel like even if you take a step back and allow yourself just to breathe, allow that person to breathe, and find a solution later, like this is going to be different for everyone, but I do feel like abundance is going to come out of it. Like this could be spiritual abundance, more happiness, more peace, more harmony, and where you are living, or where you decide to go next, whatever you decide to do next. For some of you, some of your manifestations are literally going to start pouring in, and that's what's going to ease the tension. Some of the things that you or that other person have really been working towards. Sometimes tension only exists because you really, really want something and you're not seeing the results. And there's a lot of stress. So I feel like when your blessings start coming through after this full moon in Aries, it's going to ease a lot of tension that's been within the home as well. And then we have dignified and strength. So, and also I was going to say, even if you live by yourself or you're not really around other people like that, this could just have to do with yourself having tension, being stressed out, not knowing how something is going to get accomplished or whatever. And you might have been like this for a while. And so now your results are going to come pouring in of what you've been working on, and then it's going to ease that tension. So also we have this card dignified and the word strength. So I do feel like this is a matter of someone stepping up, getting into a certain position, and you're deciding like to have strength regardless of the energy, regardless of the tension, or regardless of, someone being shady, or regardless of, being uncomfortable, you're still going to find your strength. And that's when you're going to get your abundance. That's when you're going to get your breakthrough. For some of you, this is about you gaining confidence within yourself again, or confidence within your circumstances. And then we also have conjunction alliance. So for some of you, after this full moon in Aries, you can expect like working with new people or surrounding yourself with new type of people. It's going to be different for everyone, but for some, it's going to be like a new business partner. It's going to be you joining a new job, deciding to be, for some of you, it could be about you starting your own business, or if you already have had a business, it could be about you hiring new people, hiring people in general. Like this is definitely about finding your tribe and being comfortable with who you surround yourself with. So some of you also may be thinking a lot about that, like who have you been surrounding yourself with, and you're going to decide like whether you want to continue to have alliance with these people. If you, and that goes for friends, family, romantic partners. It goes for anybody, anyone at this point, even pets. For some of you that don't feel like you're getting along with certain pets, you're going to decide to, you know, let them go to a shelter or something, or give them to someone that you feel deserves it. Also, I'm just getting like you're going to be extremely focused on just who you want in your circle. Who do you want to continue to be around you in general? Who do you want to build with? Who do you think that is beneficial to build with? Like, you're going to really be taking a look at all of this. And for some of you, it's because you've been put into a higher position or higher level. Like, this is really going to be on your mind a lot. And you're going to make necessary changes when it comes to that. Can you please clarify conjunction? Also, with conjunction, I'm also getting this has to do with, like I said, soul tribe. So for some of you, it's not necessarily always you connecting with people that live in your city or your town. For some of you, it's about building that alliance with people over the internet through social media. So I can see that some of you are going to have like expansion when it comes to your social media, either you thinking about it and ways to improve it, or you're going to literally be gaining more followers, gaining more subscribers, gaining more viewers, and getting more attention overall. Especially those that have been working extremely hard on certain projects. But we also have North Node to clarify that. Can you please clarify conjunction with one more card, please? I'm also getting like this is people that you feel that you can be yourself around also. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck we have Pisces. So that energy is definitely about having a spiritual connection. That's what you're concerned about, having spiritual connections with people, and especially if that hasn't been a thing for you in the past, like you always used to get used to just allowing just anybody within your energy, anybody within your aura. Like now you're going to be more focused on who helps you to feel balanced, who helps you to feel good on the spiritual level. So to clarify conjunction, we have North Node, and it says future. And then we also have South Node, the past. So that goes into what I was saying. Like, I think you're going to really be taking a look at who gets to come with you on this other side, on your transformation that you're having. Like, you're really thinking about your future and who you want to stay connected with, and who needs to be released, just like the past needs to be released. Who you want to, stay connected, that you may have been connected to a very long time. I feel like even some of the situations that you've gone through in your past, like that is what's determining who you want to be there, who you want to surround yourself with. And so you're really going to be listening to your North Node sign. That has to do with your soul's calling, that has to do with your intuition. So I just feel like you're going to decide like to leave certain people behind, certain situations, even certain aspects of yourself that you've been meaning to clear away. Like, I believe that you're going to finally be able to do that and to tell the difference. Like, you're going to start feeling a lot more lighter. And then these two cards, your last cards, we have is Chiron, Hill, as well as second house, resources. So this is definitely, I'm feeling like you're going to see a lot of results come in, especially with second house. And I feel like this is for those of you that have been working on something for a very long time, and maybe that's why you guys been procrastinating or putting something off, because you felt like you didn't get the proper results as well, or you felt like things just weren't moving fast enough for you. But I feel like um, with Chiron and second house being here, like, you taking time to slow down, figure out things a step at a time, and really get focused on that planning, like, it's going to have a huge impact towards your abundance coming in, your prosperity, everything that you've been manifesting, like, into your reality. Because for some of you, like, on a spiritual level, you've been doing so much, and there's so much lined up for you, but then you're still waiting on that physical result. So I feel like it's a matter also of certain information coming in, because the snakes on this card, they always represent healing and wisdom to me. They represent information. So I just feel like for some of you, it's a matter of receiving certain information, certain confirmation, and then before you know it, when that news comes in, your resources are going to get better. You're going to figure out, who you need to work with, who you need to hire, who you need to fire. All of it is going to become very clear. I also feel like with money standing out on this card, like, you're really going to be receiving that money that you've been waiting for, especially, if it's been a while since you've felt like your resources have been more on the empty side and you just been scraping, at the bottom of the barrel. I do feel like your finances and everything is going to get better soon after this full moon, but it does matter, like, what you're doing on your part. So, and it matters about the work that you've already been putting in as well. But can you please clarify Chiron and second house, please? Why did those come out together? Okay. And then we also have balance at the bottom of the deck again. We had that with another deck. So this is really saying, like, it's a matter of you figuring things out for yourself, what you need to have boundaries with, what you need to lighten up on, what you need to do on your part to balance more mentally, physically, or emotionally. Like, that's really up to you. It's a decision you have to make, decisions you have to make. But speaking of, we have Mars to clarify Chiron in second house. So I feel like it's a matter of you putting something into motion, and doing something, that you've been called to do. And then you're going to see a lot of results pour in. We also have Descendant Invitation. So whenever I see the word descendant, that makes me think about you understanding yourself, where you've come from, how you've gotten so far as to where you are. And I feel like that word invitation at the bottom, it's about you inviting new things in once you have an understanding But I'm also going to read from the book and then we'll be done after this. So it says, tend to the inlet to your heart. Invite in relationships that are clear, healing, nurturing, self-responsible, and encouraging of mutual evaluation. You give your power away when instead of working together, you ask others to be what is missing in yourself. Look at how you invite others to dance with you to relate. Be welcoming while also keeping healthy boundaries in place. Once you feel comfortable about your ground rules for the people you bring into your life, it is easier to open your heart. Descendant can point to what you might try to import from other people. While this practice can refer to an important skill in a work situation, it has its dangers in personal relationships. If you feel disempowered, you might be drawn to powerful people. If you're an extrovert who inwardly craves emotional and spiritual intimacy, you might draw into someone who helps you cozy up at home. It's wonderful when others can help you develop latent characteristics within yourself, but if you ask them to do this work for you, and they leave, there goes your resource. If you see them as only an extension of yourself, you can't really see them. When you develop your own resources, you can see these others as a whole being with their own needs and gifts. So that's a message for some of you that might have been self-reliant on other people, like to come there to your rescue and just do for you all the time. Or it's nothing wrong with wanting help or needing help, but you also have to be able to at some point stand on your own 2 feet and provide for yourself. So that might be also a message that some of you might needed to hear. And that's also why this Chiron heal card is here, because it's saying once you take time to look within yourself and heal what's within yourself, that's when you're going to get a lot more willingful. And it's not saying that the person isn't willingful to be there for you, but that's when you're going to get a lot more like volunteered type of resources and help that you truly need. And it has to do with, everything just flowing better overall. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. There is more content on my page, as well as you can watch this video on the playback. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up if you enjoy. Let me know if it is also resonated with you. And I have a lot more content on my page if you'd like to subscribe. Thanks.